Good morning, everyone. I am Nityanandam. I am working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering in Bharat Institute of Higher Education and Research. Today, I am going to take machine learning algorithm. In machine learning algorithm, uh, logistic regression. I am taking logistic regression for this session. So, before going to discuss about logistic regression, we need to know what is regression. So regression analysis consists of a set of machine learning algorithms that allow us to predict a continuous outcome variable y based on the value of one or multiple predictor variables. So that is a core, that is a concept of regression. So it is a set of machine learning algorithm for what purpose? For predicting a continuous outcome variable y. So that outcome variable is based on one predictor variable or more than one predictor variable. So this is a concept, this is a definition of regression. So next one, logistic regression in machine learning. Logistic regression is one of the most popular machine learning algorithm which comes under supervised learning technique. It is used for predicting the categorical dependent variable using a given set of independent variable. That is very important. It is used for predicting the categorical dependent variable using a given set of independent variable. I will tell you later. I will tell you in the forthcoming slides. I will tell you. So whoever act as a dependent variable, whoever act as an independent variable, I will tell you in the forthcoming slides. Logistic regression predicts the output of categorical dependent variable. Therefore, the outcome must be categorical or discrete values. So it can be either yes or no, or either 0 or 1, or either true or false, etc. and etc. So at most the prediction at most should be 2, either 0 or 1, or yes or no, or true or false. So binary, only 2. It allows only 2. So logistic regression predicts the output of categorical dependent variable. Therefore, the outcome must be a categorical or discrete value. It can be either yes or no, 0 or 1, true or false, etc. In logistic regression, instead of a fitting regression line, we fit an S-shaped logistic function which predicts two maximum values, that is 0 or 1. The curve from the logistic function indicates the likelihood of something such as whether the cells are cancerous cells or not, or mouse is obese or not based on its weight, etc. etc. So this is the thing. Okay, we need to learn about logistic regression. So logistic regression is the mathematical model, or we can say it is a machine learning algorithm to predict a output categorical output purely based on the predictor variables, purely based on the predictor variable maybe two variable or three variable, whatever it is, but the output should be two, either 0 or 1, either yes or no, either true or false. So logistic regression is a significant machine learning algorithm because it has the ability to provide probabilities and classify new data using continuous and discrete data set. So this is a sample diagram for logistic regression. So logistic regressions represented by a S-shaped curve. Okay, S-shaped curve. In logistic regression, we are using a function named as sigmoid function. Sometimes we called it as logistic function. Sometimes we called it as sigmoid functions. The sigmoid function is a mathematical function used to map the predicted values to probabilities. What is the use of sigmoid function? Sigmoid function is a mathematical model or mathematical function. It is used to map the predicted values. At last we predict the values. We predict that predicted values mapped into probabilities. Mapped into probabilities with the help of sigmoid function. It maps any real value. This sigmoid function maps any real value into another value within a range 0 and 1. Okay, it should be in the range of 0 and 1. That is a concept of sigmoid function. Sigmoid function used to maps any value into another type of value. That value should be within a range of 0 and 1. The value of logistic regression must be between 0 and 1. So it forms a curve like S shaped form. Okay, S form, yes. Okay, here S form. The S form curve is called the sigmoid function or the logistic function. Okay, that's why the name came sigmoid function or logistic function. In logistic regression, we use the concept of threshold value which defines the probability of either 0 or 1, such as values above the threshold value tends to 1, the value below the threshold value tends to 0. Okay, I will show you again the diagram. This is the representation of this diagram represent logistic regression. Logistic represented by S shaped curve. So here in the middle point is the threshold value. Whatever value, whatever occurrences, whatever appearances, whatever presence above the threshold value, that will considered as 1. Whatever values appeared below the threshold value, those all are considered as 0. Here y equal to 0.8. Threshold value is 0.5. Above 0.5 it will considered as 1, below 0.5 considered as 0. Okay, because we the output should be either 0 or 1. Output should be either 0 or 1 in the range. That is a concept of logistic regression. So logistic regression is act like a linear regression. Only one different. Logistic regression takes output value 2. Okay, either 0 or 1, but in linear regression is different. Only one difference between logistic regression and linear regression: how we are taking the value, how we are predicting. Assumptions for logistic regression: the dependent variable must be categorical in nature. The dependent variable, okay, I will explain you later. The dependent variable must be categorical in nature. Second, in the independent variable should not have multi collinearity. Okay, collinearity. The dependent variable must be categorical in nature. The independent variable should not have multi collinearity. So these are the assumptions of logistic regression. So logistic regression equation. Okay, then we are going to um, talk about logistic regression equation. How the logistic regression derived, how the logistic regression equation looks. The logistic regression equation can be obtained from the linear regression equation. Okay, I already told you both are both are almost same. Only one different. Okay, based on the output prediction. The logistic regression equation can be obtained from the linear regression equation. The mathematical steps to get logistic regression equation are given below. We know the equation of straight line can be written as y equal to b0 plus b1 x1 plus b2 x2 plus b3 x3 plus and so on bn xn. So this is a equation for straight line. This is the equation of straight line. In logistic regression, y can be between 0 and 1 only. Okay, I already told you the output should be between 0 and 1, or yes or no, or true or false. Okay, in logistic regression y can be between 0 and 1 only. 0 and 1 only. So for this, let's divide the above equation by y minus 1. Y minus 1. So y divided by y minus 1. So we converted into, we derived, okay, divide this equation into y divided by y minus 1, because y either 0 or 1. So we need to replace. Okay, 0 for y equal to 0 and infinity for y equal to 1. But we need range between minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay, we need the range between minus infinity to plus infinity. Then take logarithmic of the equation. It will become log of y divided by 1 minus y equal to b0 plus b1 x1 plus b2 x2 plus b3 x3 plus and so on bn xn. So just, okay, so we need okay, we need the range between minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay, we don't know the occurrences. Okay, we don't know the occurrences. So we should take the range between minus infinity to plus infinity. For that, okay, we need to take algorithmic on the both side. So log of y divided by 1 minus y equal to the same b0 plus b1 x1 b2 x2 plus b3 x3 plus and so on bn xn. So below is a simple logistic example, logistic regression equation. So simply y equal to, okay, uh, so we need to remove the logarithmic. Okay, for that, okay, we need to add exponential, okay, on both the side. So when you apply exponential on left hand side, log will be removed. So we need to add one more exponential in right hand side. So y equal to exponent of b0 plus b1x divided by 1 plus exponent of b plus and b1x. This is a equation of logistic regression. Okay, this is the final equation of logistic regression. Then we are going to discuss about types of logistic regression. On the basis of categories, on the basis of output categories, logistic regression can be classified into three types. Okay, we have three types of logistic regression based on the categories, output categories. First one, binomial logistic regression. Binomial logistic regression, there can be only two possible types of dependent variable. Okay, only two possible types of dependent variable. Okay, that's why the name came binomial logistic regression. In this regression, we have to use only at most two possible types of dependent variable. At most we have to use two possible, okay, two possible types of dependent variable, such as 0 or 1, pass or fail, true or false, whatever it is. Second type is multinomial. In multinomial logistic regression, there can be three or more than three possible unordered types of dependent variable, such as you can take animals, cat, dogs, sheep, buffalo, etc., etc. So we can take three possible unordered dependent variable, or more than three possible unordered dependent variable. So that's why the name came multinomial logistic regression. Third logistic regression named as ordinal logistic regression. Here we can take three or more than three possible ordered types of dependent variable, okay, such as low, medium, high. Okay, okay, either you can use medium low high, high low medium, or medium high low, whatever it is. There is no order, there is no ordered in multinomial. Here, okay, we should order, we need to keep order. Okay, low, medium, high, high, medium, low. Okay, there are three types of logistic regression: binomial logistic regression, multinomial logistic regression, and ordinal logistic regression. Okay, so these are the things about basic things about logistic regression. So what is logistic regression? How we can derive the logistic regression equation, how the final logistic regression equation looks like. Okay, then types of logistic regression. Now we are going to discuss about, okay, discuss about the one good example. Okay, we have to explain with an example of logistic regression. I am taking the Python language for implementing logistic regression. For implementing logistic regression, I am taking one example. For example, car manufacturing company. I am taking car manufacturing company. What is my what is my ambition? What is my goal is car manufacturing company. They, okay, they launched one new car, SUV car. Okay, they advertise it in a number of sites, a number of TV shows. Okay, they are advertising for selling their car. Okay, they wanted to know, whoever seen the advertisement, whoever uh, view the advertisement in the social medias or social media sites, or in social websites, they wanted to know whoever seen in the website, in the TV shows, they wanted to know who are ready to purchase the cars. Okay, who are all ready to purchase a car. That's why they wanted to know. Okay, that's why they wanted to know. For that we are implementing logistic regression using Python language. Okay, here is a data set given which contains the information of various users obtained from the social networking sites. The social network sites, either TV shows, okay, TV shows or any social media. Social media means TV under social media, websites under social media, Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram, etc., etc. We have a data set. Okay, we have a data set which contains the information of various users. Okay, various, whoever watching the advertisement, whoever interested in advertisement, we need to identify who are all ready to purchase the car. Okay, from the user data set. Okay, that is their motivation, their goal. Okay, for that we need to implement a logistic regression model using Python language. Okay, using Python language. So there is a car making company that has recently launched a new SUV car. So the company wanted to check how many users from the data set wants to purchase the car. They wanted to know the user detail who are ready to purchase, who are really ready to purchase. In this problem we will predict the purchased variable. Okay, please listen here. In this problem we will predict the purchased variable, that is dependent variable, purchased variable, that is dependent variable, by using age and salary. Okay, here age and salary both are dependent variable. Age definitely not depends upon a salary. Salary really not depends upon age. Okay, youngsters may get high salary, may get low salary. Okay, aged peoples also may get low salary and high salary. So age and salary definitely independent variable, both independent with each other. But purchased variable, okay, purchase, youngsters also ready to purchase, aged peoples also ready to purchase. So okay, so purchase depends upon age, depends upon salary. So purchased variable is dependent variable. Okay, we concluded purchased variable is a dependent variable. Okay, what about age and salary? Age is not depends upon salary. Salary is not depends upon where age. Okay, age and salary not depends upon purchase variable. So we can consider age and salary both are independent variable. Okay, both are independent variable. So we can take, okay, this is a best example. I think this is the best example for logistic regression. Okay, so here I shown the data set of uh, users. Okay, data set of users from social media network. Social media I have collected user informations. Okay, whoever seen the advertisement, okay, I included, I collected all those users information whoever seen in the social media and make the data sets. Okay, here first user id, I given user id for users, then gender, okay, either male or female, then their age and estimated salary, under under earning salary, then they are ready to purchase or not ready to purchase, they are really interested to purchase or not really interested to purchase. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 columns I prepared for this data set n number of user information, not only limited, n number of, I collected all those information, all the user information from social media. Okay, social media websites are, okay, either TV shows or any websites, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp, or any newspapers. Okay, I collected those users information. Okay, in this table, in this data test, there are 5 columns. One is user id, gender, age, estimated salary and purchase. Here, okay, here I have taken age and salary for independent variable. Okay, purchased, okay, purchased column for dependent variable. Purchased directly depends upon age and salary. Age and salary not depends upon purchased. So age and salary both are independent variable, purchase is a dependent variable. Steps in logistic regression. To implement the logistic regression using Python, we will use the following steps. First one, data pre-processing step. Okay, data pre-processing step, that means we need to collect the user information, collecting user information, making data set. Second one, fitting logistic regression to the training set. Fitting logistic regression to the training set. So we collected, what about the second step? Okay, we collected information. We collected information. So once we collected, okay, we need to fit the logistic regression algorithm, logistic regression model to our data set. Okay, to our data set. Third step is predicting the test result. Okay, predicting the test result. Third step is prediction. Okay, so once we trained the model, we need to predict the output. Okay, we need to predict the output. That is the third step. What about fourth step? Test accuracy of the results. So you predicted the value. Once you predicted, we need to test accuracy of the result. Okay, test accuracy of the result. Okay, for this, okay, we are using confusion matrix. Okay, for this we are using confusion matrix. Confusion matrix is a inbuilt function in Python programming language. So we are using confusion matrix for getting the accuracy. Okay, for getting accuracy from the result. Fifth step is visualizing the test set result. Okay, what about the test set result? Already we seen. Okay, n number of plots are there. Okay, n number of plots are there to to get the graphical representation of the predicted output. To get the graphical representation of the predicted output, at last we get the visualizing the test set result. So we have 5 steps to implement logistic regression using Python. One is data pre-processing. Second one is fitting logistic regression to training set. That means, okay, train the model. Third point is, okay, predicting the test result. That means predicting the output. Fourth one, test the accuracy of the result. Fifth one, make the graphical view of prediction. Okay, make the graphical view of prediction. So we have 5 steps to make logistic regression, implement logistic regression. Okay, we'll see one by one. First step is data pre-processing step. Okay, in this step we will pre-process or prepare the data so that we can use it in our code efficiently. Okay, in our code efficiently. I already told you, first step is make a data set. Okay, collect user information from all the social media websites, social media sites. Okay, because the company advertise it in Facebook, advertise in Gmail, advertise in any other social, okay, Instagram, WhatsApp, etc., etc., Twitter. Okay, sometimes TV shows, sometimes newspapers, they are collecting feedbacks. They are appointing peoples to collect feedbacks. Okay, so we need to collect user information. Okay, whoever seen the advertisement. Okay, from the user information, we have to predict who are all really ready to purchase the car or not really interested to purchase the car. That is our goal. First step, we need to make a data set. Okay, so this is a Python code to make a data set. Okay, to make a data set. So this is command line, data pre-processing step, importing libraries. I am importing NumPy uh, library. This is for MATLAB and this is for Pandas. Okay, this is for Pandas. Okay, I imported 3 libraries in Python. Okay, last line for making data set. Okay, making data set or creating data set or preparing data set. So data set is a variable name equal to pd, that means pandas dot read csv. Read csv is a function name, is a file name, user data dot csv. So this code is used to prepare or pre-process a data set. So this is a Python code for creating or preparing data set. By executing the above line of code, we will get the data set as the output. I will show you. I will show you. So this is the data set, real exact data set of users. Those who are seen the advertisement, car advertisement. In the first column, index column. Okay, as usual, index column. Second column, user ID. Third column, gender. Fourth column, okay, user id. Okay, we have given user id for all the users, unique user id for all the users. Then their gender, either male or female, their age, their salary, earning salary, then purchased. Purchased means they are really interested or really not interested. So 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, 5 columns we have. So in the 0th position user ID is there, first position gender is there, second position age is there, third position salary is there, in fourth position purchased variable is there. So purchased is a dependent variable, it depends upon age and salary. Age and salary both are independent variable. Okay, so age and estimated salary, these two variables is used to predict the output purchased. So this is dependent variable, these two things are independent variable. Age and salary both are used to predicting the output. So predictor variable who are all playing as a predictor variable here. Age is the one of the predictor, estimated salary is the one of the predictor, purchased is the dependent variable. It is, okay, we should, okay, we should predicting, we are going to predict the output. Okay, we are going to predict who are all ready to buy, who are all not ready to buy. Okay, that is our goal. Here age and salary act as a predictor output, that is x values. Purchased act as a uh, predicting variable, that means y, that means y. So this is an example of data set. Okay, this image shows or represents data set of user information, data set of information. So first step I think over. Okay, we prepared. Okay, we prepared. Now we will extract the dependent and independent variable from the given data set. Okay, we have collected. Okay, we have collected. After uh, after collected, okay, after collection, after preparation of data set, we need to extract dependent variable and independent variable from the given data set. Okay, so we need to extract. Okay, we have table, we have data set. Okay, in the data set all the informations are there, we need to extract dependent variable and independent variable. Okay, so this is a python code for extracting dependent variable as well as independent variable, extracting dependent and independent variable. So 2 comma 3, 2 and 3. Okay, 2 represent the index, 3 represent the data set index. 2 and 3, in the second position age is there, in third position salary is there. Okay, so these 2 and 3, age and salary both are independent variable. Okay, uh, in the age and salary will assign to x. Okay, x data set. Okay, we are separating, we are extracting dependent variable in one set, independent variable in another set. Independent variable in another set, y equal to data set I location 4. Okay, location means index value. Okay, second position, third position, age and salary are okay located in second and third position. uh, Purchased variable located in fourth position. So data set equal to pandas pd dot read csv user data csv. So we are reading csv file, user data csv file, and extracting the values, dependent variable in one set, independent variable in another set. In the above code, we have taken 2 comma 3 for x because our dependent variables are age and salary, which are at index 2 comma 3. Okay, 2 comma 3, and we have taken 4 for y variable because our independent variable, sorry, dependent variable purchased in at index 4. So this is a, okay, this image shown two sets of data. One is x set, another one is y set. X set contains independent variable, y set contains dependent variable. Here, okay, in 0th position age is there, in first position salary is there. In another set, that is y set, dependent variable set. Okay, dependent variable set, only in first position only predicted variable is there. Okay, this will represent either they are ready to purchase or not ready to purchase. 0 means they are not ready to purchase, 1 means they are ready to purchase, but we are not in the conclusion state. Okay, we have only data set. Okay, we can't predict with the help of this sets. Okay, we need to do more things to predicting the values. Now we will split the data set into training set and data set. So first we prepared data set, after that extract the values dependent variable in separate set, dependent variables in another set. After that, we need to split the data set into two. One is training set, another one is test set. I already told you. So once you prepare the data set, majority portion of the data set used for validation, used for training, and minor parts of data set used for validation. Okay, validation. For example, you have 100 sets of data. Maximum, okay, maximum or minimum 80 to 90 sets of data for training, and 20 to 10 percentage of data for validation. Okay, validation. So we have a data set, we need to divide into two. We need to divide the data set into two. The majority portions for training, and minor portion for testing. Okay, here now we will split the data set into training set, okay, majority portion, and test set. Okay, this is a Python code for split the data set into two, one for training, another one for test. Okay, splitting the data set into training and test set. From okay, yeah, in this we need to import library, Skylearn library. From Skylearn.model selection, import train test split. Okay, import train split. We need to include Skylearn model. So x train comma x test. Okay, in x data set, we need to divide the data set into two. Already we have two data sets, one is x, another one is y. X again divided into train and test, y again divided into train and test. Okay, so we need to divide the data set into two. One is train set, another one is test set. Okay, one more thing we need to do, we need to do one is x train and x train model, and x test model, and y train model and y test model. So we have four tests. So train test split x comma y, test size equal to 0.25 for test, random state equal to 0, random state equal to 0. Okay, this is a Python code for splitting the data set into training and test. Okay, this image, okay, this image shown um, separate test, okay, separate data set for test set. Okay, this test set for test set from x data set. Okay, this is from y test. Okay, y test. So this one is age and salary from x data set, purchased value from y data set. Okay, these two data sets for testing purpose. Okay, these two data sets for testing purpose. Okay, this image shown training data set. Okay, this image tells or shown training data set. Okay, this age and salary for training. Okay, this purchased for uh, predicting the output. In logistic regression, we will do feature scaling because we want accurate result of predictions. Okay, that is very very important. Okay, we have data. Okay, we have data. Okay, this data for testing, this data for training. Okay, we have data, but with the help of this data we can't predict exact output. Okay, exact output, okay, accuracy of the result is very very important in all machine learning model. Okay, in machine learning model. Okay, with the help of this training set, with the help of this testing set, we can't predict the exact. So we will do feature scaling because we want accurate result of prediction. Here we will only scale the independent variable. Why independent variable? Okay, dependent variable have only two values. Okay, has only two values, either 0 or 1. But age and salary, we have n number of values. Okay, n number of values we have. Okay, that is slow meet, that is slow limit. Okay, someone earn 20,000, someone earn 15,000, someone age is 45, someone age is 25 age old user earn 2 lakhs. Okay, 45 age old employee earn 25,000. All are possible. So here we will only scale the independent variable. So but we can't scale dependent variable because dependent variable has only 0 and 1. So this is a Python code for scaling the variables, scaling the independent variable, feature scaling from okay, this is for accuracy of the output. From Skylearn dot pre-processing import standard scalar stx equal to standard scalar x train equal to stx fit transform x train x and test. So this code for training the model. Okay, this code for training the model. Once we prepared the data set, we need to train the model with the help of training data set. Okay, training data set. Okay, this image shown the scaled product of the training model. Okay, scaled product of the training model. Here x test numpy array, x train numpy array. Okay, this is okay. I am talking about only training period. Okay, I am talking about only training period. Once we prepared the test, we split the data into two. One majority portion for test, uh, majority portion for training, and minority portion for testing. Minority portion for testing. So this is for training, this is for testing. Second step. So first step over, preparation of data is over. Preparation of data is over. So after the first step, we got these two data set, one for testing, another one was training. Okay, one for testing and another one for training. So okay, here age and salary both are there. Here also age and salary both are there. Okay, but there is no purchased variable. Purchased variable has only two values, 0 and 1. So no need to, okay, no need to scaling again and again, because uh, purchased value, purchased variable has only two values, either 0 or 1. So no need to scale it. But age and salary, we have to scaling. Okay, we need to scale. Okay, so after first step, this is the output we got. Okay, after the first step, this is the output we got. So one for this data set for testing, this data set for training. Second step, fitting logistic regression to the training set. We have well prepared our data set, and now we will train the data set using training set. Okay, now you prepared a data set, we are going to train the model. Okay, train the model. For providing training or fitting the model to the training set, we will import the logistic regression class of the Skylearn library. Okay, please underline the statement. We need to import. We are using Python language, we are using Python programming language. In Python programming, n number of libraries, n number of functions are inbuilt. Thousands and thousands of function library inbuilt libraries are there. Okay, for training the algorithm, okay, for training the model, we have to import the logistic regression class. Okay, logistic regression class of the Skylearn library. Okay, Skylearn library. Okay, Skylearn library. So that is very important. Then only we can train the model. Okay, then only we can train the model. After importing the class, we will create a classifier object. That is one more thing we need to do. So once we import the class logistic regression class, after importing the class, we will create a classifier object. Okay, classifier object, and use it to fit the model to the logistic regression. So once we created the object, we need to fit the model. Okay, what model? Logistic model to the logistic regression. Okay, logistic model to logistic regression. This is a code for importing logistic regression class and okay, fit into logistic algorithm. Okay, we need to import. Okay, Skylearn model import from the logistic regression. So we need to create an object, classifier object, and fit the object into logistic regression, and fit the object into, okay, classifier dot fit x train comma y train. Okay, we are talking about, we are in the training period only. So we have created a classifier object. That classifier object should be fit into okay, should be fit into regression, logistic regression. Third step, predicting the test result. So first step over, once after the first step, okay, we have created the data set, one for training, another one for testing. Okay, second step, okay, import logistic regression class. So once we imported, we need to create classifier object. That classifier object should be fit into logistic regression model. Third step is, so training period is over, okay, we have trained the model. Next we need to test. That means what, we need to predict the value, predict the result. Third step is predicting the test result. Okay, our model is well trained. Okay, in the second step is used to, okay, train the logistic regression model. We trained, okay, we have trained very well our model. Okay, our model is well trained on the training set. So we will predict the result by using test set data. With the help of training set data, we have trained our model. With the help of test set data, we need to validate our model. We need to validate our model. This is a code, Python code to validate. That means what? Validation. That means testing. So why prediction? That means predict. Why predict equal to, okay, already we created object, okay, classifier dot predict x test. Okay, x test is a data set. Why predict is a variable. Okay, variable so this data set, this line is used to predict the test your model. Okay, with various test information, with various test model. Okay, test model, we have validated, we have tested the logistic regression model for the car company. By executing the above code, a new vector y predict, that means y pred, will be created under the variable explorer option. Okay, explorer, variable explorer option, automatically it will be created. Okay, it will be created. Okay, y pred, here y pred numpy array. Okay, numpy, okay, you already know this is for array purpose we are using in Python. Okay, we are using Python here, y pred. Okay, so these are all the predicted result. Okay, predicted results from this table or from this value, we can predict who are all ready to purchase, who are all not ready to purchase. Okay, we can come to the conclusion. We can predict. Okay, will be created under the variable. Okay, so the output image, okay, from this output image shows corresponding predicted users. Okay, corresponding predicted users who want to purchase or not want to purchase the car. Okay, 0 tells, 0 means they are not ready to purchase, 1 means they are ready to purchase. Okay, from the image, ypred variable data set. Okay, we can easily predict the value. Fourth one, test accuracy of the result. Test accuracy of the result, that is very very important. That is very very important. Now we will create the confusion matrix. That is fourth step. With the help of confusion matrix, okay, we need to check whether the output is accuracy, very accuracy output we are getting. Accurate, we got accuracy output or not accuracy output. Okay, with the help of confusion matrix. To create it, what to create? we are we need to create confusion matrix. To create it, we need to import confusion matrix function of the Skylern library. Okay, in Python, everything everything is there already inbuilt. Okay, to create a confusion matrix, we need to import confusion matrix function of the Skylern library. Okay, after importing the function, we will call we will call it using a new variable cm. Okay, cm means what? Cm, confusion matrix. What purpose we are creating? Okay, for getting accurate result. Okay, for getting accurate result, okay, we have imported this confusion matrix from Skylern library. The function takes two parameters. What function? This confusion matrix function takes two parameters. One is y true, another one is y predict. Okay, y predict. Y predict you already have. Y predict you already have. Okay, this one. Y predict you already have, but we don't know y true. Okay, we don't know why true. Okay, that is actual value, that is actual value, what is really happened, okay, in the world. But okay, we have given predicted values, they have actual values. Okay, then we can compare, then we can compare. So we need to give actual values, that is y true. We need to give one more value, that is y pred. That y pred is a predicted values. Y true means that is actual values, that is actual value. The function takes two parameters, mainly y true and y pred. Y true, this actual values, y pred is a targeted value, that is predicted value. So this is a code for confusion matrix, import confusion matrix from skyline matrix, import confusion matrix. This is a first line. Okay, this one is used to import confusion matrix function into our Python programming. So cm equal to confusion matrix, cm equal to confusion matrix. With help of confusion matrix we can get accuracy result. We are comparing, this will take two parameter, y prediction and y true. Y true is a exact value, y prediction is a targeted value. They are comparing, then they will get the accuracy output. By executing the above code, new confusion matrix will be created. Okay, new confusion matrix will be created. Once we executed this code, confusion matrix data matrix will be created. You know matrix now. Okay, you know matrix. So matrix will be created. Okay, in okay, this is 65 3 8 24. Okay, this is okay. This matrix we got after executing the confusion matrix program. Okay, code. From this confusion matrix, we can find the accuracy of the predicted result by interpreting the confusion matrix. Interpreting the confusion matrix, you know how to calculate values, how to calculate values, how to calculate, how to add, how to multiply. You know, no, confusion matrix. Okay, we can find the accuracy of the predicted result by interpreting the confusion matrix. Okay, you can add 65 plus 24. You can add 8 plus 3. By the output image, we can interpret 65 plus 24 89. That is correct output. Okay, this color. Okay, correct output 89. 65 plus 24. So prediction, we are predicting 85 percentage correct, plus 8 plus 3. What about 8 plus 3? Incorrect output. Okay, so for example, for total 89 plus 11, 100%, we got 100 predicted output. So 89 predicted output almost near to exact output, 11 incorrect. So that's not a matter, error also occur. 100% output we can't expect. So fifth step is visualizing the training set result. Okay, visualizing, this is a fifth step, but we need to visualize on both the sets. Okay, on both the sets, visualizing the training. Okay, visualizing on training set, visualizing on test set. We need to visualize two things. We need to visualize two things. One is visualizing the training set as well as visualizing the test set. Okay, I will show the diagram here. Okay, this is a graphical representation of logistic regression on training set. Okay, green color points are in maximum green color points, maximum number of green color points located in green color region. Maximum number of purple color points are located in purple color region. But some regions, okay, laid on between. Okay, so this is the exact visual report on training set. What about test set? Okay, what about the test set? Okay, this is the visual effect of uh, test set. Here, maximum number of green color points located in green color region. Maximum number of purple color points are located in purple color region. There is no, okay, very few points occur laid on the middle, so the above graph shows the test set result. As we can see, the graph divided into two regions, purple and green. The green observations are in green region, purple observations are in purple region. So we can say it is good predicted model. Okay, good prediction and good model. Some of the green and purple data points are in different region which can be ignored, that 11%, as we have already calculated in this error using the confusion matrix 11. Okay, that is possible, that is acceptable. We can ignore that 11, we can accept the 89. So we can say our model is very good model, our prediction is very good. Thank you, thank you all.